Are you looking for the best legendary gear items and want to know where to find them? Then stay tuned, because this video is for you. Hey, MentalMars here! And Battleborn has a huge amount of loot, and it's often asked what is the best piece of gear. Well, this topic on itself is very debatable, because it all depends on the Battleborn hero you play as and also your playstyle. Then we also have the question, do you boost stats that your character already exceeds in, or do you try to negate their weaknesses? Well, for this list I'm going over the top 10 legendary gear items that you should check out in Battleborn. The Symbiotic gauntlets can be obtained in the mission The Sentinel by defeating Guardian Arc on either normal or advanced difficulty. The Symbiotic gauntlet is the best attack damage legendary in the game. This goes for ranged characters and for melee characters. It also comes with a maximum health increase, which is one of the best survivability stats as well. The Stolen Edge of Quiver can also be obtained from the mission The Sentinel. This time you have to defeat the old Sentinel himself on advanced difficulty. While being tied for gear with the best attack speed, the Stolen Edge of Quiver is slightly easier to get than the Vow of Zealous Fury. In PvP matches I always have the feeling that I need to get to places just a bit faster, so that movement speed increase helps out with that. And with the winter update, the Vow of Zealous Fury legendary effect now only lasts 5 seconds. Vinc's Quiver is also a legendary that can be found on the mission The Sentinel, this time by defeating Guardian Vinc on either normal or advanced difficulty. The Vinc's Quiver is an excellent utility piece for characters that need to reload. This legendary can provide a lot of health regen as well as a lot of reload speed. It's a great way to get some health regen on characters that don't have any other way of healing themselves, while still getting the benefit of the extra reload speed. It's even better in PvP when you're probably using one of your loadout slots for a free shot generator and need to cram as much as you can into the 2 remaining slots. The Vigilant Power Scouter is yet another legendary that can be found on the mission The Sentinel by defeating the old Sentinel on either normal or advanced difficulty. The Vigilant Power Scouter is the best critical damage item in the game. Just like the Symbiotic Gauntlet, it gives you an excellent damage increase while also providing a massive additional amounts of health. The Bolas target finder can be obtained in the mission The Experiment by defeating the boss Supervisor Anthem on advanced difficulty. The Bolas target finder is the gold standard of skill damage legendaries, because its legendary effect is absolutely amazing. The secondary stat of this piece of gear is also one of the best attack stats for most characters too. Firmware update Isaac can be obtained on the mission The Algorithm by defeating the boss Jeff on either normal or advanced difficulty. With each Battleborn hero you want to spam your skills as much as you can, because these are the things that make them unique and powerful. The Firmware Isaac is an amazing piece of gear that brings that cooldown time back to 0, and that sprint speed helps you get into position fast to fire off your next skill on your opponent in PvP. Arya's encore can be obtained in the story operation Atticus and the Troll Rebellion by defeating the boss Arya. While Arya's encore is only useful in the story operations, this legendary item is a powerful one, with a great way to boost your skills and skill damage. The Voxis core is a generate legendary item that can only be obtained by gear packs. The Voxis core is an absolute incredible powerful legendary. All your skills suddenly gain 15% AoE around any target they hit. A target can only be hit by this AoE damage once per skill use, but when you're using a skill on a clustered group of enemies, you're talking about a 15% increase in damage dealt. Comically enough, the primary stat isn't what makes it particularly useful. It's not as generally useful as the other legendaries, but for those characters that like it, it's absolutely devastating. The Pain to Gain Reitter is a UPR legendary gear that can only be found in gear packs. The Pain to Gain Reitter is an incredible powerful piece of survivability gear. If you can recover from any damage that you take without dying, you'll get 2 primary stat worth of HP on top of a nice chunk of damage reduction. The breadstick is a legendary community item. It's obviously the most overpowered piece of gear out there. Its legendary effect slightly increases the chance of encountering a mental marmot. And what more do you want? Well, sadly it's not in the game, but it's a community created piece of gear to acknowledge the efforts of that person. And this one was created for me. So thank you Lowlines and everyone else making this possible. And if you want to check it out for yourself, head over to the unofficial Battleborn Discord channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon with some more Battleborn content.